Hello, my Juicy Co-creators. Lilou here. I'm on a Juicy Living tour in Holland with Peter. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for accepting this interview at the very last minute. Just was introduced to you through Anton, that is the founder of Nibiru. So here we are. You're a storyteller, you're a healer, and you wrote 5 books, is it, in Dutch?
Yeah, 5 books about Mayan calendar and a few books with co-authors, also about 2012 Mayan calendars.
So let's start right in there. What is 2012 for you? What is this all about? Let's hear it from the Dutch, shall we? After the Mexican, after interviewing Mayans and Dr. Carl Kalman, and let's see what the Dutch think. Because you digged in there. You were curious. You've been curious.
Quite deeply, and I met José Aguares a few times and Kalman and all these people. It started 20 years ago because I was looking for something like there are so many things changing on this planet. Maybe the whole planet is changing. Is there something bigger going on? So I was looking for that, and then I stumbled onto a book of José Aguares, The Mayan Factor, and then this guy was telling that there are 17 Mayan calendars, and and they're all going. These are all cycles that synchronize with each other. And there's one big cycle, the long count, and that's going to end at the 21st of December 2012. And in this book he described that in the end people would be so materialistic that this would collapse and transform into something new. And I recognized things in this, and I thought, well, so maybe there are bigger patterns, bigger cycles. Maybe time isn't just linear, you know. Maybe there's a bigger picture going on, and so yeah, I dove into that, and I just
Deep.
yeah, because I discovered there's the Tzolk'in calendar. You can make sort of horoscopes with it. There are yearly calendars, etc. And I really discovered that there was something should happen in 2012. I mean, it's not only the end of the long count calendar of the Mayans, but also the Maoris and the Zulus and the Incas and the old Egyptians. They all refer to the winter solstice of 2012. And I found out that this is the end of a big precession cycle of about 26,000 years. And I think something has to change anyway, because otherwise there wouldn't be any planet left. Because at this moment, the whole planet is, I think, in the hands of a few psychopaths who gave us all this technology and to fight each other, also to communicate with each other. That's. I mean, technology has always two sides, but it gave at this moment, there's a few people that have the control over so much technology, like the banking system, so they can make or break the planet and the people. And it's like people have to wake up and see that we're all responsible for our own lives, and we gave it away in the hands of the bankers and all these people.
So the prophecies speak about the end of a world and the beginning of a new one. This doesn't mean big catastrophes for you, or does it?
It's a catastrophe already, I think. I mean, the apocalypse is already happening. I mean,
well, the apocalypse originally, I think, means the revelation.
Yes,
so we're in time of revelation.
It's not Armageddon. People, people think that when they're talking about apocalyptic things, then they mix it up with Armageddon. And the apocalypse only means that things are being revealed, like WikiLeaks does, like all the scandals in the Catholic Church.
Nibiru.
Like Nibiru does. I mean, this is the time that all the scandals come into light. But it's also a time, I think, for recovering the dark side inside of you.
To heal that part, you mean?
Yeah.
Because recover would mean you want to...
Yeah.
We don't want to have more of that, really. No.
No. Excuse me for my English sometimes, but... No, and we have to change, because otherwise, what I already told, there won't be any planet left anymore, and we can change things. I mean, change in the sense that we can raise our consciousness, because that's the only thing that can help us out of this crisis. It's not we cannot only solve this with only technical solutions. It has to come from the inside. So I think it's an inner transformation. It's an inner revolution that's going on now.
What do we have to realize?
Well, the power of our own minds and the power of the heart, because and the fact that we can remember who we are, but that remembrance is not in our heads; it's in our heart. Because knowing is not from the head; it's from the heart. It's an old story.
We have to feel and not think so much, maybe.
Yes, yes. Because the planet's been taken over by male digital linear thinking. So what we call economical growth is just more and more of the same things. It's not about quality. It's not about how does it feel to have more. And it's a 180 degrees of change that's going to happen now, I think. And we have to. And I think we want to. Because once people realize what's really going on on this planet, and that we... because it's a funny planet. You know that that love is the glue that sticks everything together, and then you come onto this planet, and then nobody tells you how to love yourself. I mean, it's an interesting exercise, actually. It's an interesting experiment to arrive on a planet, not knowing where you came from, knowing that love connects everything, but how do I love myself? And then we have to learn from each other. And there's a few people that I think, took some disadvantage from this lack of knowing. And they said, "Oh, we'll arrange that for you." And those guys are the leaders, the bankers, etc. And now we have to realize that we gave our power and our love away to those people, and we can take it back.
Does the prophecy? Can you tell us more about the prophecies that point out about the wisdom of the heart and the coherence of the heart, or do they really point that out, or it's our own interpretation? I know a lot of those traditions were spoken orally, and so a lot of them have been transformed through humankind.
We also speak about the connecting with the heart of the planet, because Mother Earth is a living creature, and she knows all the feelings that we have, except one feeling: she doesn't have fear. I mean, you cannot connect with her heart and feel fear. And she needs us, because she's transforming. She's a living creature, and she's going to transform anyway. I mean, it's not the other way around. It's not that we transform the planet. I think the planet is transforming anyway, and we can join that, and we can give...
Or not.
Or not. Then you go to another planet. It's also okay. I mean, this planet will be transforming herself, and she might need our help, but without us, she'll transform anyway. And if you don't want to get involved in that, you don't have to be here. You didn't have to be here in the first place. I think people want to be here because of this. Because I think there's a huge experiment ending here on this planet, and it's. I mean, we're living in a free will zone. It's like creation tries to find out. For instance, on this planet, how can I work with all the material of the creation without recognizing the creator of it? It's like you're here in the name of God, and then telling. Now it's like you're here in the name of God by denying.
Stay here.
Yeah, by denying Him. It's like you can deny God in the name of God. It's an experiment. It's like, how far can you go without being connected to the source, being connected to your heart? And then in the end you find out that it can only happen temporarily. It's an experiment, so it has to end. It started somewhere and it ends now, I think. So we'll have a new experiment.
A lot of people don't feel the free will because we feel trapped. A lot of us. Some people feel like in prison, and I cannot make those choices. I have to pay those bills. I have to move forward. I have a family. I think we're regaining our free will.
Really free will
We
is
always had it, but we forgot.
yeah. Well, it's really free will is when your mind is actually really free. But at that moment, I think then it's the will of the one creator again. If you know what you really want, then you're really free. And if you really know yourself, um,
You have a little spider near your
spider in my eye.
eyes. It's here.
Okay, okay, it's okay.
It's playing all around you.
That's nature. Wild animals here in Holland.
So yeah, free will, huh? Free will. We have a choice in the matter, and we are regaining our free will by being free of those thoughts and those mind control games and stepping out of the matrix. We are linked back into this consciousness, into this oneness, into the all knowing that we can all tap. You regularly tap in, don't you?
We can, but we tend to forget. Most people are asleep. I like to sleep also sometimes. So, and then again I want to find out. Okay, what do I really want, and what do I really think? But actually, then I have to think who is thinking me, because are you thinking your own thoughts, or is it the thoughts of your family, or whose thoughts are it anyway? So it's quite a task to have really free will. I mean, to really go your own way.
It's a lot of detox.
Yes. And in these days, yes. Yeah, it's really. But there's a lot of taxation in the food, in the chemical trails of airplanes. It's everywhere. It's a poison planet actually here. So it's like cutting your way through a jungle to find to really find yourself back here.
You had a few near-death experiences, from my understanding, and also some tragedies around you and your family. Would you say that suffering is part of what's necessary for us to evolve?
Not necessarily suffering, but how do you deal with suffering? I mean, I think the universe only wants one thing, and that's gratitude. And how to be grateful even when you're in deep trouble. Yeah, that's something you can learn. I mean, it's you don't necessarily have to cut your ear off or something like Van Gogh did, or no. But it's good to see both sides, and there's a dark side and there's a bright side. In my case, I had from childhood on I had a few near-death experiences, and I lost my wife and my father, etc., etc. So. I have definitely something of a sort of a knowing that there is more than the eye can see, because I've been there literally, and to me it's normal to have contact with the unseen world. And in the West we separated body and mind, but if you see the old cultures, science and religion and art was all the same. We separated it, and I think that's one of the things that can only happen temporarily, because you cannot divide body and mind too long. It's not possible.
What do you feel? You're Dutch. You live in Holland. What do you feel is the role of Holland, or what Holland has to go through for transformation? I hear that still people hold on to the suffering here a lot. It's a bit Calvinistic.
Yeah, it is a bit Calvinistic here. What I think is interesting, because
I'm not going to go into French people because I'm French originally, so that's like I will stay with the Dutch because that's much easier case probably.
Something to learn. We all have something to learn.
Stay here though.
Okay.
Stay. We like closeness.
Okay. I will.
We all have something to learn. Yes.
Yeah, like the French have got something to learn with authority, I think. With your president, you changed. No, right. No, I think the Dutch have. The interesting here is that you can only live here when man, nature, and machines are cooperating with each other. Because people think we have these dikes, that keep the water out, but it's the pumps that do the real work. Because we had those windmills, we could take the water out of it. So there's always machines going on to have to make sure we have dry feet. So we have to work, and the other thing is we cannot rely only on these machines. We have to. It's like man, machine, and nature have to work together here. That's interesting. That's one thing, and the other thing is that there's people from everywhere around the world that live here. So there's a mixture of cultures here going on, and we have to learn to live together because there's 60 million people on a very small piece of ground. And what I've been hearing from a lot of, let's say, Native Americans that came here, and they all said Spirit told us to come here because there's some very old spirits living in Holland. They say there's very old knowledge here, actually. And the funny thing is that I believe that Dutch people are still quite open to new ideas. And the other thing is that there's no country in the world that we were talking about it that are twittering, you know, so much, or at Facebook so much as this country. I mean, it's weird. And it's also a country where there's a lot of electro smog, actually, because of the internet, because of the electricity that is here. Bzzz.
The electromagnetics, yeah.
Yeah. So there's something interesting going on, like all this information that is gathering here in this country, and it's like a melting pot of people and information. And I'm wondering what's going to happen with that, because people are actually quite open for let's say the new age, but at the same time
The golden age.
the golden age, but that's suppressed also because of all these electronic fields here. I mean, I know a lot of people that get headaches from it, or cannot stand all this electronic noise. I have to take extra magnesium. I mean, for instance, because I'm quite a sensible person. When I'm in France or with friends in Spain, my skin relaxes. I'm relaxing. It's like there's some high tension here always, like one big, like in New York, like a big city.
But there's a lot of spiritual people in Holland. You feel compared to other European countries, maybe?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people are involved in say open spirituality. Also in the Flemish part of Belgium.
Big time! I just came back from there. Loved it.
Yeah. And they all. The funny thing is, maybe because it's a small country, but they're all connected with each other. They work together. There's a lot of interconnected relations between people who are involved in new technologies, in free energy, in health, in all sort of spiritual things.
Yeah, you get together too.
Yeah. That's why I like Nibiru, because most of the time I'm operating on my own. But here I find colleagues, here I find friends who are doing the same thing like I am, which is actually raising up the awareness of people. I mean, raising consciousness. I want to have a party. That's all. I mean,
let's have a ball. I mean, we're here. We are having this conversation, broadcasting this to the world, and sharing a piece of your heart.
Yeah.
So thank you for these gifts. Thank you for being who you are and having fun. And I love the, consciousness goes juicy here. So let's not take it all so seriously, because it's all fun too. Come on.
It's an experiment. So have fun. I mean, have a good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much love, my beautiful co-creators from we're near Utrecht in Soest.
In Soest.
Soest. There we go. Much love. Bye.